Previously on DRAGONAGE.
It's you, the hero of Ferelden. Oh, thank the Maker. They came out of nowhere. All I heard was screams and people dying.
The darkspawn launched a sneak attack? That's unheard of.
This isn't a blight. How could they be so organized? I don't understand.
I didn't do it.
Oh, we're scared now! Don't come over here! Ha! Aha! There you are! When these darkspawn showed up, I thought, just you wait until the new commander gets here and you'll all be spitting teeth out of your arses.
You are thinking you know of our kind, human? It is understandable. But that will soon be changed.
I am Veril, Seneschal of Vigil's Keep, and I am most grateful for your timely rescue, Commander. I will aid you in ruling the lands of Amaranthine.
You have quite the task ahead of you. Really, I'd like to help you fight Darkspawn, but you're on your own for the moment.
Hey, what am I? Chopped nug livers?
From the smell, that's not a bad guess.
Come and speak to me soon. There are many matters to attend to, not the least of which is the joining. You will need to replenish your numbers. From this moment forth, Oghren, you are a Grey Warden.
What's this, the sampler size? Are you trying to say something about my height? Huh?
From this moment forth, Anders, you are a Grey Warden.
Well, all right. But if I wake up 2 weeks from now on a ship bound for Ravane in nothing but my small clothes and a tattoo on my forehead, I'm blaming you.
Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Awakening. And as we start this first real chapter of our adventure, we're going to be exploring a little bit of Vigil's Keep now that the Darkspawn are gone. And we'll be following that up with a trip to Amaranthine. So let's get underway. Whenever you leave the keep, you go to the traditional character selection screen. And for now, we only have two companions to choose. One is Oghren, and the other is Anders.
Yes.
So we definitely need to pick up another companion as soon as possible, so that we can at least fill out a proper adventuring party.
Blimey, Commander of the Grey. Right. A while back they caught a thief in the Vigil. Took 4 wardens to capture him. Gave one of the wardens a black eye, he did. Half joking, they said he might make a good recruit.
Where is this thief now?
He's in the dungeon, sir. I also have some letters. Arrived just before you did.
Show them to me.
Just give me a moment.
Okay, so here we have the equivalent of the side quest screen, which functions similar to what the Chanter board was in the main game. And so here you have basically just side quests that you can do or not do. It's completely up to you. Here we have what's called a Daughter Ransomed, and it reads as follows. Commander of the Grey, I am Sir Edgar Bensley, a faithful vassal. My daughter and sole heir, Eileen, has been kidnapped by mostly the Snake's vile lot of miscreants. My fief is small and my means meager, and they have demanded 30 sovereigns in a time frame I cannot meet. I pray you will intercede on my behalf. The ransom is to be delivered to the abandoned chantry by Forlorn Cove. If you produce the ransom, I swear by my faith in Andraste that I will repay you in time. You and my gentle daughter go with my prayers. Signed, Sir Edgar Bensley. Well, since we're the new commander, not only is this something heroic to do, but also it would curry favor with the lords or the landowners of our so-called realm here. So we will accept that one. Second one's called Far Afield. Most honored commander, ever since my husband passed, I've been looking after my family and the hired hands, but the darkspawn have been getting worse. We've a Templar who checks on us occasionally, but there's a limit to what he can handle. If you can help my family, we'll tell Lord Edelbreck you're a friend. I fear we may not have much time. Good wife, Valena Chernobyl. Okay. So, clear some darkspawn out of the field. We can do that as well. So those quests will appear in our log now. And whenever we want to check to see if there are new side quests, we can talk to the private here, and she can set us up. Now let's see, Ogren and also Anders have both become Grey Wardens, and just like we did when we became a Grey Warden, they get a free talent out of it. So we'll use that to finish up the Berserker for Ogren. And Anders has actually also leveled up as well as become a Grey Warden, so let's quickly just give him some magic and willpower since he is a mage. And his dexterity is lacking a bit in points, so we'll put one there. Give him more combat abilities to unlock more spells. And we'll finish out Spirit Healer, since that's primarily what he likes to do. And we will give him some lightning. It's a solid spell to have around the place. Alright. Let's see if you have any more options here with the private.
Seneschal Verrill is ready for you in the throne room, Commander. Your vassals await.
Are there any messages for me?
Just give me a moment.
Okay, so nothing replaces these. The two that we just accepted for now, but they will in time. So that's the statement you use whenever you want to check the quest board. And she mentioned vassals, and of course that is the way that this is set up. Since we are, even though we're Warden Commander, as the Seneschal pointed out, in terms of the political structure of this Arling, we are the basically Lord of the Realm, so to speak. The only person who has any authority above us is actually King Alistair. So we need to actually do occasional kind of leader-like duties as far as making decisions about what should be policy or making judgments between landowners who are having disputes, that kind of stuff. So every once in a while we'll have to take care of that kind of thing. But that's for when we return to the keep. Now here is the dungeons. I can only imagine the kind of stuff that's down here, given what Rendon Howe's dungeon was like in Denerim. But anyway, this is where they said they were keeping this prisoner.
Ah, Commander. Good thing you're here. This one's been locked up 3 nights now. Good men died while this one was protected in his cell.
Who is he?
He won't give his name. All I know is he was caught poking around the estate in the middle of the night. I'd say he was just a thief. But it took 4 Grey Wardens to capture him. You best be careful. Whoever he is, he's no ordinary burglar, that's for sure.
Leave me to talk with him.
As you wish, Commander. I'll tell the Seneschal you came. He'll want to know what you decide to do with this man.
If it isn't the great hero, conqueror of the blight and vanquisher of all evil. Aren't you supposed to be 10 feet tall with lightning bolts shooting out of your eyes?
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does. I know you best as the one who murdered my father. I am Nathaniel Howe. My family owned these lands until you showed up. Do you even remember my father?
Your father brought his end on himself.
My father served the hero of Riverdane and fought against the Orlesians, yet our family lost everything. I came here. I thought I was going to try to kill you, to lay a trap for you. But then I realized I just wanted to reclaim some of my family's things. It's all I have left.
Just how much do you actually know about your father?
If you're asking whether I knew what he was up to, the answer is no. I was squired in the Free Marches. Look, I know you're a hero. You fought a war and you won, and to the victor go the spoils, right? Whatever my father did, however, shouldn't harm my whole family. The Howes are pariahs now. Those of us left. It's all thanks to you. And now you get to decide my fate. Ha! Ironic, isn't it?
I understand we had some trouble capturing you.
I'm not without skills. My time abroad wasn't spent chasing skirts and drinking wine.
And what would you do if I let you go?
If you let me go... I don't know. I only came back to Ferelden a month ago. If you let me go, I'll probably come back here. You might not catch me next time.
Well, at least he's being honest. You're not making the best case for yourself.
I could lie, if you prefer.
Do you really hate me so much?
The darkspawn are a menace. If it weren't for the Blight, maybe my father would never have done what he did. But I can't do anything about them, can I? There's just you and the Grey Wardens, here in my home.
Perhaps you can work to redeem your name.
You're right. I'll go join King Alistair's service immediately. He'd be certain to give a Howe another chance.
Well, we do know that Alistair is not known as the most forgiving type when someone has crossed him. So a man whose family name has been pretty much tarnished quite thoroughly, but someone who has been well trained in the Free Marches and has already given the Grey Wardens a run for their money. This person could be useful. I've decided what to do with you.
Already? Good.
I brought the seneschal for you, Commander.
I see you've spoken to our guest. Quite the handful, isn't he? Have you decided what's to be done with him?
Did you know that this is Nathaniel Howe?
A Howe? He figures that they would turn up again. The Howes are implacable enemies, Commander.
Exactly. Therefore, I wish to invoke the right of conscription.
You what?
I'm sorry, Commander. The right of conscription? On the prisoner?
No, absolutely not. Hang me first.
Did I say I was giving you a choice, Nathaniel?
I can't decide if this is a vote of confidence or punishment.
An interesting decision, Commander. Come with me, sir. We'll see if you survive the joining. From this moment forth, Nathaniel Howe, you are a Grey Warden.
The moment of truth.
The Howe is stronger than I expected. For better or for worse, he will live.
Alright. So now we finally can have a full party with 3 companions like we usually do. thanks to the inclusion of Nathaniel Howe. Who, at least in first impression, does not immediately seem as arrogant or pompous as his father did, so maybe there's some hope here.
Don't worry, I'll keep my mouth firmly shut. Why don't I just wait in the corner then?
Of course, there's still some anger issues to work out, but that's understandable. We shall work with that. But, in the meantime, let's take our now full-size party out for the stroll of the courtyard.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, we can't have the former prisoner, Nathaniel, just walking around in peasant clothes, so let's see if we can get him something interesting to wear. Let's see, he's already trained as an assassin, so let's also make him a shadow, since he was caught sneaking around. We will give him... survival. He definitely is one. Give him some stealing. And some tactics. And we want to give him some nice rogue skills. And of course, full not pickpocketing, lockpicking, so that he can do us the service of opening locked doors for us. And of course, he is a trained archer, which no doubt will come in handy. Unfortunately, right now, since I tend to be more of a ranged fighter myself, we now have 3 ranged fighters in Ogren, but fortunately, I think Ogren is more than capable of being the only guy to run up and take some hits for our party.
It's cold here, very cold.
It's not that cold. The wardens have been some of our best customers, and they need us.
I miss my shop. This place is so drab, it offends my sensibilities.
Andraste preserve me.
And look who it is. It's Heron and Master Wade, who apparently have moved shop from Denerim.
Ah, Warden Commander. I represent Master Wade, the finest...
And bloody coldest. I can't feel my fingers.
finest armorer in Denerim. I thought, well, we thought that you might have need of an armorer.
Master Wade, I remember you. The Drake scale armor, right?
My one glittering moment. The highlight of my career. And now I'm stuck at Turnip Keep.
Vigil's Keep. Vigil! Sorry, Warden Commander. You know how he gets.
What brings you here?
This is a temporary relocation. The darkspawn are most active around Amaranthine. We thought we could help.
And I suppose the money the Crown paid us had nothing to do with it?
Shh!
My men will need armor.
Providing arms and armor for common soldiers. Oh, the indignity. If we are going to be so dreadfully plebeian, I don't suppose Amaranthine has any proper metal. Silverite? Viridium? Or are we back to bronze weapons, stone clubs?
Wade has a point. He's happiest and fastest when presented with a challenge. If you come across any deposits of ore, let us know.
Very well. And let me see your shop.
Oh, of course.
So that's going to be another quest for us as we move along. Basically, the idea is to keep an eye out for different sources of metal ores. And as you do so, then, of course, the quality of the armor and weapons for our troops stationed here will improve. Now, Heron has a backpack, so we'll grab that. Some interesting pieces of armor here. Well, I can always look through that later. So there's the quest there, elemental requirements. Now, let's see, before I forget again, let's go ahead and equip Nathaniel. Now, let's see, I have this item called Battle Dress of the Provocateur, or however you pronounce it. And this is actually, along with this Sorrows of Arlathan, are items that you get when you make it all the way through the expansion of Liliana's story, which I have also done on this account. So, since Nathaniel can equip it, you know, why not? So now he has slightly, well, I'd say actually significantly better armor than he would have had otherwise. But we need to also get him some gloves, and we are lacking in boots right now, and a helmet. So let's really quickly just buy those so that we can finish out his ensemble here.
You're back. You need anything? Oh, of course.
Let's have a look. There's some leather boots, but I don't see any light helmets. Just metal ones. So we'll pick up something. At least he won't be in bare feet. Oops, no, that's me. Here we go. Oh, and now I see I actually did have some extra boots. Oh well, now he has better ones. Okay, I think we're good. I like how Anders starts off with something called the Fox Pendant, since he's been trying to hide all this time. It's very elusive.
You're quite the dirty little dwarf, aren't you?
You're quite the dirty little mage.
I do my best. Still, I'm no ale-swilling mountain of belches like you.
And I'm no winking, slack-jawed coward like you.
True. We should form a club.
Fortunately, they continue the tradition here of party banter. And I'm going to cough, so I'm going to cut the video here. And we're back. Sorry about that. Still got a cough. Alright.
Samuel! Groundskeeper Samuel! Is that you?
Who? Maker's breath. If it isn't little Nate. I'd know that face anywhere.
Groundskeeper, I am overjoyed that you stayed on. Please, do you know how my brother died? And my sister? I was in the Free Marches.
Your brother died in the war. And Lady Delilah, don't you know? She isn't dead, son. Not that I know of. Last I heard, she married a storekeep in Amaranthine. Don't know which one. Poor girl.
Did you hear that? My sister is alive.
Why did you think she was dead?
I knew about my mother and heard my brother might be dead. I suppose I just assumed that Delilah was dead too. Could we ask around the shops next time we're in Amaranthine?
We could take a look, yes.
Thank you. I would be interested to know just what happened to her.
Well, there's some good news for Nathaniel there. Okay, here's the chest that we couldn't open last time, so let's see if little Nate is up for the challenge. Thank you, sir. The only downside of having rock armor as part of a mage is that every time you switch off to go to another member of the party, they always turn it on automatically. Which I don't always like to have, because then it's every time you're in a cutscene, it looks like your rocks are constantly spawning off of your skin. It looks really weird. My opinion looks a little better in Dragon Age 2, but anyway. There's a little kitten here. You hungry, little fella? Well, he's not running away. Well, meow to you too. So let's take the cat. And of course there's someone in our party who will take a particular interest in that little item. And we'll get to that later. Some random loot still here and some of the crates that I missed. Last time I was through here, but of course I was busy killing darkspawn, so. Almost done here. There's a few more people to talk with here in the keep. Volderic Glavonik?
Commander, so this is human construction, is it? My brother said you'd need a stonemason, but he didn't know the half of it.
Welcome to the vigil.
You're too kind. The darkspawn did a number on this keep of yours, but I suspect it was crumbling well before they showed up. Your seneschal gave me some fancy decree promising men and monies to fix the vigil, but it's a paltry sum. I suppose it would be sufficient to reconstruct the walls to human standards, but who'd want that?
I might regret this, but what would it take to rebuild it right?
I'm not certain of the character of the stone in these parts, but we'd need more men for certain. Proper skilled men, not some starving dusters, right? Which all boils down to coin, really.
I can spare 80 sovereigns. This had better be worth it.
It will be, Warden. Good luck to anyone who tries to breach these walls. Ha!
Alright, so fortunately we still had a hoard of coin left over from the main game that carried over. So we were able to make some progress here. The dwarves who have come to the keep is the other main part of the Get the Vigil's Keep Up to Snuff quest. Just as Wade and Heron will improve the quality of your armor and weapons, the dwarves can increase the defenses of the keep itself. Here we have Sergeant Maverley. I have no idea how you pronounce that.
I don't mean to alarm you, Commander, but it's possible there are still darkspawn in the vigil.
Ah, crap. The captain didn't mention anything about that.
Let me explain. You know Dworkin? That mad dwarf's bombs shook the whole keep. Some of the deep cellars caved in. I suspect that there are pockets of darkspawn below, trapped. In time, they may dig their way out.
I'm good at killing darkspawn, but not at digging.
We have men who can unearth the rubble at your command. Whenever you're ready, I can take you to the basements.
Well, not right now. I have some other things to do.
Of course.
So, as you might be suspecting, that's a dungeon underneath Vigil's Keep that you can choose to run through, and we probably will at some point, because there's some items down there that may be of use. I know one especially would be of use to Nathaniel, I believe. Now, another thing that I don't think it was in the main game, but for this expansion, you can run across things where you'll just see the dialogue thing pop up, icon. And what that means is that someone in your party will comment about whatever it is you're looking at.
Look at that! Was Andraste really that much of a looker? Don't you think she would have been, I don't know, a barbarian?
Are you looking for realism, Anders? It's an icon.
Just wondering aloud. After all, Andraste did exist,
didn't she? What would she have thought of the Circle of Magi? Forcing mages to fight demons, or be made tranquil?
She'd probably think it was a good start.
Seems to me that Andraste counseled men to seek their own path to the Maker, but the Chantry uses her words as a reason to collar us just for being who we are.
Well, you're preaching to the choir, Anders. I completely agree.
Says the fellow mage. Oh well, she's still quite a looker for a prophet. I'm just saying.
So you have these kinds of items here that you can look every now and then, and like you saw on the bottom, you can get some amount of either approval or disapproval, depending, of course, on what their mannerism is and what kind of dialogue options you choose. So from here, I believe we're going to go to the main map. Indeed. So here we have a specific region of Ferelden. If you recall the main map from the map from the main game, this is not all of Ferelden. This is just the central northern part of that previous map. So we've zoomed in a bit here, and so here's Vigil's Keep. This is the Chernobyl estate, so this is where the Lord has lost his daughter to thieves or criminals. This is the Forlorn Cove. This is another place where we need to complete one of our side quests. But this is where we're going to head right now. This is the city of Amaranthine and the main population center for this region of Ferelden. So let's head off. Port city of Amaranthine. Oh, no, we don't want to leave already. Just want to look around here. We have a crate.
As you wish.
We have a discarded journal, which will act as a gift, so we'll have to eventually give that to one of our companions. Doesn't look like a very happy city right now. Although since the Blight has just recently ended, I can't say I'm too surprised.
Ah, it's the Warden Commander. The rumors about you did not overstate it. I have a business proposal. Look for me by the house near the gates. I promise it will be worthwhile.
Well, we'll check out what he has to say
the heads
later.
Of traitors over that gate. I suppose my father is lucky his didn't end up there.
Okay. He's labeled as the shady character over there off to the left. That inspires confidence. So like there's a bunch of refugees hanging out in front of the gates. And this is Colbert and looks like Micah. These are the guys who are talking about finding a path to the deep roads, if I recall what they were saying in the keep.
Hey, what are you staring at? Looking to start something?
Are you the hunter who found an entrance to the deep roads?
Oh, here to investigate the chasm, are you? It's about time. I can't take all the credit for finding the rift, you know. Mika here fell in first.
Keep talking.
Well, it's quite a ways out of town. We were tracking a buck off in that direction, you see, before this darkspawn mess. We'd been on his tail for about a week at that point. I'd wager he thought it was great fun leading us on a merry chase as he did.
And the chasm?
Oh, the chasm, yes. We saw it coming over a rise. It was really something to behold. A huge cleft, as though the Maker himself had cracked the earth in two, like an egg.
I like eggs.
It looked like someone had tried to build over it, but it must have been abandoned a long time ago. No one in town knew about it.
Who tried to build over it?
People, I suppose. Maybe even the darkspawn. Well, of course, we had to investigate. That was when Mika fell in. A shriek like you wouldn't believe, and he was gone.
Earth crumbled, not stable.
Right. And as Mika lay there yelling about his knee or his head or what have you, the darkspawn appeared.
But it looks like you survived.
We got lucky. They seemed occupied, like they had someplace really important they had to be. Didn't notice us at all, thank the Maker.
The darkspawn was so occupied as to overlook 2 screaming injured men. Boggles the mind.
I marked the chasm on my map so we could avoid it, but sounds like you want to know where it is, so here you go. So, we getting anything for our trouble?
If you insist. Here's the Sovereign.
A whole sovereign. If there's ever a reason to fall into a darkspawn pit, here it is. Maker bless you.
Yeah, we got money to spare, so why
Why
not?
won't you let us in? The darkspawn are coming.
It's the constable's orders. There's no place for you in the city.
But they don't look infected. And he has children.
Look, we let some in, we'll have the rest scratching at our eyes. No exceptions.
Make us spit on you, you heartless bastard.
Looks like they're really cracking down on who gets in here.
Excuse me, but I need to search your packs for smuggled goods.
I am the Warden Commander of Vigil's Keep.
But I have to. Constable's orders. We've been having trouble with smugglers and...
What are you doing, man? Are you accusing the commander of the Grey of smuggling?
But you said everyone...
You are dismissed. I apologize. Smugglers and thieves have all but taken over the city.
Well, I'm glad to see you're taking precautions, then.
Yes, Warden Commander. The smugglers have us scrambling, to be honest. We could certainly use your help in this. Come speak to me later if you're interested.
So that basically sets up 2 potential quests, only one of which can be done and not the other. So you can go and talk to the Shady character and try to assist the smuggling efforts, or you can talk to the constable here and basically try to stop the smuggling efforts. So that's a decision that we'll have to make down the road. It's pretty quiet around the city. You can see the walls go up pretty high around here. It's also not a very pleasant color to the sky. It's kind of a sickly bluish green. Gotta wonder if that's an after effect from the recent blight, or if it's just that's the way it gets displayed on my computer. I have no idea. So we got nobles, we got a weaponsmith and a grocer. And so a lot of the people around here are simple store outlets, so that you can look around for things. We will continue to collect our backpacks. And we still have 71 sovereigns, so we're still doing pretty good. And of course, you also want to be on the lookout for gifts for your companions. So we'll take a snow globe, and we'll see who may like that later. Lots of runes that we could get if we wanted to. And also pure iron extracted from ore, so this may help us on our quest for ore. So we'll get that. And of course, we're going to have to take it back to Wade.
I once knew someone who bought a piece of Andraste's shin bone in the Amaranthine market.
I'm sure that was completely authentic. Let's see what the grocer has. Has a gift. Some mage stuff. Heraldry for Amaranthine, if we want to make the locals feel like we're one of them, I guess. There's a lot of potential weapons that we could buy, but I prefer to just get my weapons from adventuring.
Is that really you?
Nathaniel, I had feared the worst.
Aww.
Times must have been hard, Delilah. But you can do better than this. Come back to the estate until we find somewhere else.
What? Oh, Nathaniel, I didn't marry Albert out of desperation. I adore him. I was so glad to get away from Father's evil. This life is so much better.
Father's evil? Isn't that overstating things a little? He got caught up in politics.
You weren't here. You didn't see what he did, Nathaniel. You want the culprit who destroyed our family? It was him, without question.
I had no idea.
Of course you did. But you always worshipped Father, right from when you were a little boy. Come, brother, let us sit and catch up a bit, shall we?
She said she wants me to come back. Once all this is done. Meet her husband. She's due by the spring. She seems happy. She said Father deserved to die. I still can't believe it.
You don't believe her?
I thought he had his reasons. It was a war for Andraste's sake. Before I went to the Free Marches, he was never... How could he have changed so much?
Maybe he was never who you thought he was, Nathaniel.
I suppose not. I wish I'd known some of this sooner. I feel like such a fool. Now please, let's get back to our business. I need to think.
And of course, you know, we never saw Rendon Howe as a younger man, so we actually don't have any clue whether or not he might have been a decent man at some point. But it's also possible that he was always a sadistic and somewhat evil man. But just no way to tell, really. All we know is what he became in the end. Let's see. Would you be so kind as to open this lock for me, Nate? Thank you. Alright. Well, that reunion between siblings went a lot better than with Alistair and Goldana, that's for sure. And if you want to know what I'm doing, I'm just doing the whole natural go left first rule here as I explore the city. It's not a super huge city, though, so we're almost about halfway through it, actually. It's a big circle with one or two interesting buildings in the center area. Here we have Mervis.
Warden Commander! Thank the Maker you're finally here. I was afraid our messages never got through to you.
Are you Mervis?
Yes. Thank you for coming to the Guild. We need your help. Our caravans are being attacked. The wagons are burnt to ashes, and there have been no survivors. It's gotten worse lately. People from the neighbouring villages have found guards torn limb from limb and left in the village square.
Yikes. This needs to stop immediately.
Yes, that much is clear. Whatever it is, it's completely crippled trade between Amaranthine and Denerim. No one wants to travel the road through the Wending Wood. Can the Grey Wardens help at all?
I will investigate this immediately.
Oh, Maker, bless you and watch over you. If you can stop the killings, the Merchants Guild will make a hefty donation to your organisation. You have my promise.
So, if you recall, in a previous video, they were talking about how the merchant caravans were being attacked. So now we have a target place to go to, and hopefully find out why all the caravans are being ambushed. And here, we get a second side quest board, this one from the Merchants Guild. Although these tend to be less kind of, on the whole, less urgent kinds of stuff. I mean, here, you know, someone is seeking Orlesian silks. You know, go into the woods to locate statues of importance. Someone commissioned a sword, and they need someone to grab it for them. This one's a little bit more important, I'd say. Someone's selling Antivan poisons to people. But like I said, on the whole, these are not, you know, necessarily so dire as far as their consequences. So I don't, when I play this expansion, I don't tend to do much of the merchant side quests. I tend to only focus on the ones that are offered at the keep. Also, throughout the city are these stairs, which basically go all the way up to the upper level battlements, and that's another place that we're going to explore as we look around the city.